Okay, as you can see here, we've executed that snippet of Cold Fusion code, the RSA cookie test.cfm. As you can see, the dump of the, after we've instanced the object, you get a dump of the methods, and these are all, of course, familiar methods. You can see the RSA get username method here, which is we're accessing. As you can see, that we get this Cold Fusion error. Exception occurred when executing a COM method. It doesn't give us much detail as to what this is. It just throws an error. Unfortunately, it's not terribly helpful. But you can see down here in the debug information, down here at the end, that various variable information, CGI variables, session variables, local variables, and so forth that are specific to Cold Fusion. But unfortunately, there's very little information here as to what has caused this error. Now, we have another snippet of code. In this case, it's RSA cookie test contents. What this does is we instance the cookie API, and then we dump it. And then we use some Cold Fusion, the get page context, which returns to us the cookie variables that are on the client's page in their browser. What we do is we loop through the cookie variables. I've included a copy of this in the material that I sent to Ramana. We loop through the cookie variables, and then we look for a cookie variable which is named RSA local. And when we find that, we know that we're actually parsing out the username. And of course, what this does in both of these cookie variables, it finds it and then outputs the username. So you can see when we actually go to the when we actually go to execute this, you can see it's dumped out. It dumps out the contents of the of all the cookies that are on the page. As you can see, it finds the cookie username and RSA local cookies. You see it's RSA test at AC Advisor, and then the RSA CSFRF cookie. It pulls it out. So you know that's one way to skin the cat. But what we want to be able to do is utilize that instance that DLL and access it through the primary way of doing it, rather than doing it in this kind of roundabout fashion. So the question remains, what we would like to do is to get this to work, this code to work, find out why it's throwing an error. I don't see any reason. This is a 64-bit Cold Fusion. It's I gather a 64-bit DLL. Obviously, there's many other people who are using the Adobe Cold Fusion platform who certainly would have an interest in using the RSA authentication web agent. So, and if we can figure this out, we, besides solving our issue, we probably solve it for a lot of other potential users out there. If you have any questions, you can feel free to call me at anytime at 954-648-6020. I should note that what we can do is to set up a sandbox and give your engineering staff access to our server, so you can attempt to run the ASP scripts, which don't seem to work either, or test any other Cold Fusion code or anything you need access to. So just feel free to ask us, and we'll give you full access to our staging server. Okay.